Hello, welcome to the channel. So today I want to go through the best settings to use for the Black Ops 7 beta. So I'm just going to go through the graphics settings and what I personally use, which has helped me jump my frames from running at 90 to roughly around 130 and 150 frames. So within your graphic settings in the display, what we want to do is go through and check first of all that you're using the correct monitor and that you're using your graphics card. Next up, your NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency, set that onto on plus boost. Now, I don't change anything down here apart from my frame rate. My frame rate in game, I want to be 3 less than my monitor's refresh rate. My monitor is 180 Hz, so I shall set my frame rate to 177. I always find that this helps the game actually run smoother, and it doesn't mean that my graphics card is actually trying to run above what my monitor can actually handle. Next is the two below, which is the menus and autofocus. I set these to 170, mainly because if I'm in the middle of a stream but I'm looking at a different screen, the stream can still see the game's looking very nice. The rest of it is generally fine to leave, but what you do want to do is turn off high dynamic range. Next is the quality page. Now, I don't change anything in this section. I come to the upscaling and sharpening. I set that to fidelity CAS, show more, and I leave that on about 80. Now, this just generally gets the game looking a little bit nicer. The frame generation I turn off. VRAM scale target, normally I have it at about 60 when I'm playing Warzone, but that's because I find that my graphics card just seems to prefer it at a lower target. For the multiplayer, I'm going to leave it at 70 and it should run fine. But if you do find that you're getting stutters, possibly lower it down to 60. Variable rate shading, I just leave that on. It generally does help my game run a lot smoother. So after the VRAM scale target, we've got the textural resolution. Now, all of these settings, I run them at low. Depth of field, I leave that on, but everything else I turn to either low or off. Bullet impacts and persistent effects, I leave them on, but literally everything else I just put as low as possible. So that is all fine. I leave that at its allocated size. I don't bother changing it. But the local texture streaming quality, I turn that down to low. Shadows, very low. Screen space shadows off. Occlusion and screen space lighting off. Screen space reflections, I'm struggling to talk. Turn to off. Anything else, like I said, low, very low. Unless you really want to be running it at 4K, then that's fine. But for me personally, I just want to be able to see what I'm shooting at. So I turn everything to low. Apply your settings, and then go over to the view tab. Within this, what you need to do is ignore the first two. Field of view, I set mine to 112, but set it to whatever you feel comfortable with. ADS field of view affected. Weapon field of view, I put mine to wide so my gun is a little bit smaller, and it just makes it a bit easier for me to see enemies. I leave vehicle field of view at default, and then any blurs, we turn them off. Camera movements, put at least 50%. And that is all the settings that we need to change. And from that, as you'll see, my frames jump up to roughly from 130 to 160, which is a vast improvement on the 92 that we were getting at the start of the video. Now, hopefully these settings have helped you guys all out. If they have, leave a little comment down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.